Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode of Liam's Lessons. My name is Liam, and today we are going to be talking about big and little decisions. Now, as we grow and as we kind of, you know, take bigger leaps and bounds, take different steps within this business, we're going to be making big and little decisions. We're going to be making things that definitely affect, our trajectory, that will affect where we're going, that will affect ultimately, how we live our lives and how we go about our daily routine. Um, some of these decisions might affect, um, you know, our association. It might affect our business as a whole. It might affect where we are. Um, Geographically, we might be moving around to build this business. You might never be you're never going to be in the same spot when trying to build this. You're always going to be moving. You're always going to be showing the plan in different places. You're always going to be showing the plan to different people. Um, you're always going to basically be moving around. You're always going to be molding to different things, to different environments. You're going to be molding to different people. Um, And these decisions, these big and little decisions that we make early on in our business are basically they're the foundation. They are the determination of, how we progress, how we grow, um, ultimately, how we build our business, how successfully we build our business, um, how high we can take this business. It all depends on those big and little decisions that we make in the start. Um, so what's good about knowing this is taking full ownership of these big and little decisions. Take full ownership of what you're doing. Take full ownership of where you're going. Take full ownership of, just you and your business. Understand that it all falls back to you. It all falls back to the decisions you make, the big and little decisions you make, if you will. It all falls back to the person who's really building this. Understand that you're in a position where you know you're building this from the ground up. So all the decisions you make are basically a foundation for the next. The decisions I make now are the foundations for tomorrow. They're the foundations for next year. Um, Understand that working on yourself and figuring out who you are, um, figuring out who you are and what you want is ultimately going to be, like I said, the foundation for where your business goes and where it's headed. I know for a fact that, you know, if I didn't know what I wanted originally, if I don't know what I want out of this business, if I don't have a reason for why I'm doing this business, if I don't have goals in mind, or if I don't have a dream, if I don't have an end goal, if I don't have a desperate why or a desperate reason for why I'm building this, it's definitely going to be hard for me to build this. But that's a decision that I've made. I've made a decision to build this business ultimately, and I've made a decision to be in this space and be around this association. Um, but it all falls back down to you guys. You got to know why you want to build this. You got to know, I guess, where you think this business can take you, where you think you want to go. Um, I've seen this business as a vehicle for something that will take me to my end goal and my dream lifestyle, and ultimately my big, dreams and aspirations and things I want to do. Um, but you got to figure out: is this something? Is this a vehicle that you want to take? And is this something that you want to do for your dreams and goals? Um, you know, it also goes. It all goes back to your personal belief in the business. If you don't believe in yourself first, I highly advise that you believe in your mentor, you believe in your upline, or you believe in whoever you've got around you. Um, if you don't have any sense of belief in the business, believe in your mentor. Believe in what he's got going on for you. Believe, what he's got going on around you. Believe the space that he's put you in. Um, and ultimately believe in, the steps that you're going to take um, to be around this space. Understand that, you will have bumps in the road. You will have times where you will be, you'll be very, I guess, you might not believe in yourself. You might not believe in what you're doing, but always believe in the person that had put you in this position in the first place. I know for a fact that there have been times where, I've been thinking, I've been overthinking about the business, I've been overthinking about my personal growth, overthinking, about how far I can take this. Every time that I've thought that way, I've always gone back to, the person who's put me in this position in the first place. I've always gone back to my mentor, and I've always gone back to the person who, I've been around the most these last few days of being, involved in the business. Because if it wasn't for, looking to him, if it wasn't for either him or her, it would have been very hard for me to kind of just, take a step back, relax, understand that all things take time. And, I definitely feel like I would have gotten, bogged down in myself and ultimately, thought, man, I don't know if I can do this. I understand that you are going to have times like this, but it's always good to just go back to your mentor, and to talk things over with them and to kind of just hear their perspective. Um, find to be, find the right vehicle to be around, find the right people to be around. When you get involved in this business, you're already going to be, around, definitely like-minded people. You're definitely going to be around people like yourself. You're definitely going to be around people who want to change their life, who want to change their financial life, their personal life. Um, they want to just, they want to grow. Maybe they tried different business vehicles in the past. Maybe they like this one. Maybe they want to build their own empire. Understand that you're going to be around, the same people who share the same dream, and it's definitely going to be easier for you to mold um, around the people that you're going to, just be around on a day-to-day basis. Um, Once you've mastered, the certain attributes like the work ethic, the leadership skills, the people skills, you've pretty much taken a very big step in your success in this business. Mastering a good work ethic is definitely, one of the biggest keys that you can have in this business. I know a lot of people who they might work smart, but they don't work hard, and they don't have a good foundation of work ethic. They don't understand what it takes. They don't understand what they need to do. I'll give you an example. Whenever your mentor tells you to do something, always amplify what your mentor tells you to do. So if your mentor tells you to make 10 calls, make 11. If he tells you to make 20, make 21, 22. Always amplify whatever your mentor, tells you to do, because ultimately it's just going to show that your mentor that you really want this and you really want to be around this space. And it's also just going to help you build that character, build that work ethic, build that solid foundation for those future tasks to come. And it's definitely going to push you to want to do more. If you're not already someone who wants to do more, or not already someone who amplifies what their mentor tells them to do, this little routine or this little practice definitely will change you into cultivating those routines or cultivating those practices, if you will. If you're going to do this business, do it with intent, do it for real, do it 110%. This isn't an overnight business, this isn't a cookie cutter business. This is a real legitimate business. All the people that tell you that it's a pyramid, that it's this and that, they're the people that didn't have the skills, that didn't have the work ethic, and didn't know how the business ran. You are in a position where you have, all those things. You understand how this business runs, you understand how it works, you understand that it's a people business and not a product business like most people say it is. Then you're definitely in a very strong position to succeed. Study success, study successful people, study their successful habits and their mindset. Um, Understanding how successful people, I guess, are wired, or studying these successful people, is definitely going to put you in a different framework. It's definitely going to put you in a different frame of mind, and it's going to show you how certain things are done properly by people who are already successful. One thing I want to add to that is being around successful people is going to force you to change your association. Being around the average Joe that lives down the street, is not going to be, I guess, the one thing you want to do if you want to be around successful people. Not to say that Schmo Joe down the street isn't successful, but let's just say he's probably not building an Amway business. You never know. He could be, but being around people who are really in this business for real and are doing it for real and are building it, um, you know, I guess at the best of their ability, is definitely better than being around, most of the people that you might be friends with right now. So understand it will take change, and your association is definitely going to mold differently. One last point I want to end up here with, guys, is you've got one life. You've got only one, and the time on this earth is very finite for all of us. Build a life that you want to look back on. Build a life that you want to be happy about. Build a life that is ultimately, going to make you look back on every day and think, wow, I really did that. That was me at 21, 25, 27, 28, 30, 40. And be happy with what you built and the lives that you changed while you were here on this earth. Anyways, with that point, I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.